It's time for Cox and Crendor.
Crendor In The Morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. In 4 hour recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the next Crendor In The Morning. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the 100th episode of Cox and Crendor In The Morning.
Oh, yeah, it's the 100th one.
Yeah, I knew you would have forgotten. I was aware you would have forgotten. In fact, I think most of the people listening right now were convinced we had forgot. I didn't forget. I just didn't do anything special for it.
Yeah.
I made no special plans for this because I want to let you know, if this was really special, we would have had the 100th episode done for you maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
If anything, we should have. The fact that we're having it now is a disappointment. Really, we should have about 50,000 more episodes done.
Really.
But, you know this could be a
on
clip show.
napkin.
You could have got a clip show is what you could have got. That's usually
Clip
what
show?
happens. Yeah, we can just put in clips. Oh, this is what we should have done. We should have taken clips from previous episodes, put them together, and see if anyone noticed.
Man.
And not said a damn thing. Just made an intro that's like, welcome to the 100th episode. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. Hold on, Crendor. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a clip show together. Wink, and we'll see if anyone notices. Wink. And now people are gonna wonder: is the next 30 or so minutes from old episodes or a new episode?
Oh, man.
Boom.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant. We just figured it out. We just figured out how to blow your minds. You're gonna listen more closely than you've ever listened before.
Yeah. Even I'm confused.
Isn't that right, Crendor? Today we're going to talk about things of a funny nature.
Lads.
You lads. Ha ha ha. Jokes. Florida man.
I don't. Tuesday.
Nailed it. Perfect.
All right.
So, I discovered something about humanity last night
Uh-huh.
that made me realize humanity's stupid.
All right.
Like, if aliens come to Earth, you figure we would try to be like, welcome to Earth. We are just as intelligent as you are. I'd be like, nope, subjugate us. Make us into dog slaves because we don't deserve it.
Dog slaves.
Dog slaves.
Why not normal slaves?
Because we'd be dog slaves. We'd have collars and they'd feed us out of bowls. So last night I'm like, I'm gonna go to Chipotle. I want some Chipotle. It'll be fine. It's up the street. So I drive up the road and it's literally just up the street. So imagine this will be a 5-minute in and out deal. I'm good. As I drive up there, I notice there are cars everywhere. I'm like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. Apparently, it is the 50th anniversary of the city that I live in. Mm-hmm. And so, fireworks and cars and people walking around. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I was like, fine, whatever. So, I drive over to the Chipotle. And in the Chipotle parking lot, a giant sign reads, no event parking. As I pulled in, I guess the big party let out. And hundreds of people are walking. Where? Into the parking lot that says no event parking and getting into their cars. And I finally, after waiting 10 minutes to even get in the parking lot, find a place to park, get out, go inside the Chipotle.
Yeah.
In the Chipotle, maybe 13 police officers.
What?
I swear, and they're all sitting there eating Chipotle. And I was about to tweet out, wow, I'm in a Chipotle with 13 police officers. This is the safest I've ever felt. And then I did a ... and was about to write, for being a white guy around a bunch of police officers. And I was like, someone might take that the wrong way.
Yeah, so just say it here. People can be like, hey.
Well, they can hear my inflection in that I'm joking and that I find it rather ironic that as a white guy, I was about to tweet, like, I feel really safe around all these police officers. But if I was a black dude, I'd be like, this is right. It's the irony of the situation in America.
I get it.
Thank you. So I didn't tweet that out because I was like, Twitter, 140 characters. Someone's gonna be like, that's fucking racist, Jesse. No, it's an observation that our system of judicial and policial function is dysfunct. It's dysfunct.
Yeah, Uptown Funk.
Yeah. So that's and you know, you can't be controversial on the Twitter or else the kids will be all like, oh, like today I wrote a thing to, I think, Hannah from the Yogscast about her fridge. And I said, I said, my borderline OCD personality approves your fridge or whatever I said. Yeah. And I got like 13 messages from people that were like, OCD is a real problem.
That's not what OCD is, Jesse.
You don't have it, and you're offending me. And I'm like, whoa. So I guess what I'm saying, all that put together, I'd rather we all be slaves to aliens so we don't put up with this shit. So the aliens just, if you talk back, the aliens kill you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I had a dream like that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Oh, hold on. First off, when he said the 13 police officer story, I thought it was going to be like one of the event people like went into Chipotle and like punched someone, and now they're like all there.
No. They were literally all sitting there eating and just eating in Chipotle, and they all had different patches. Oh, this is what I thought was cool. I actually was like checking out the police officers. First off, there was a really hot police officer there. I was like, damn, police officer. She was looking fabulous. She was this little like Hispanic girl. She was looking, Anyway. But they all had different patches, and I guess each patch is like it's like NASA. When you go up on the space mission, you have a different patch.
Yeah.
For like each mission. So the two people in front of me in line had patches that had bike patrol on it, like it was a bike.
Yeah.
And their police outfits literally could have been just like it was like a t-shirt and sweatpants. I swear to God. I was like, you guys got shafted in the police force. And then the people sitting down, there was some like ambulance police. They had like a green cross, but I guess it's LA, so they could be the pot police. Like they're
yeah.
So there were two with crosses, and then there was 2 more with bikes, and there was 2 more that had like a street sign. And, like it was ridiculous. They all had like different symbols, and I was like, "Oh, this is the coolest!" Like I want to know more about police.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to ask them questions, but I'm still afraid of them.
Yeah, you're still
even though I'm a white middle class male, I still am very afraid of the police. I was like, look, I don't want to ask them any questions. Who knows what they'll do to me?
Hey guys, how's it going? It's like, what? You talking down to me? Talking down? Is that what you're doing?
I was like, no.
You haven't paid your taxes in 7 years, have you? Like, oh,
I get that way around police, but then I do the opposite thing where, like, you know, people they like if they're driving in the car and police officers behind them, they like either slow down or they try to look like everything's fine. I do the opposite where I'm like, I don't even care, you fucking there, cop. I'm cool. And I just like drive one-handed and sort of like flip the dial and look back like, sup, right? I do the complete opposite. Like, I'm so cool, it doesn't even matter you're a police officer.
Yeah, I try to do that too. I'm just like, I don't even care. Like, I'm going the speed limit, I can do whatever I want. Unless my registration's expired, which it isn't, because I'm an upstanding citizen.
Yep. unless they pull you over.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm not saying my experience with police officers have been I mean, for me they've been good. Like it's weird seeing actually seeing racism.
Yeah.
Like visually seeing, cuz for me I've been pulled over maybe 3 times in my life, and 2 of the 3 times they were like, "All right, we'll let you off with a warning." And one time, the only other time, it's the only time I've ever gotten a ticket, was cuz I was moving to New York in a car, following my dad in a car, and my dad was going like 80 miles an hour, and I was trying to keep up with him, and the cop pulled me over. And I was like, you were going 80 and a 60. I'm like, well, what? I was trying to keep up with my dad. My dad, meanwhile, did not come back for me. He's like, meet me at this gas station up the road. I'm not getting pulled over for you. I'm like, what? But the cops have been very nice to me. Meanwhile, even going back to when I lived in my old town of Oakwood in Ohio, one of my friends, Eric, was this, maybe, I would say maybe the only Hispanic kid in my entire high school. Yeah. And every time he drove in from Dayton into Oakwood up Far Hills Avenue, the cops pulled him over every time. to the point where they were like, "Oh, hey, Eric," and then just turned around and got back into their car. Like, literally, I've never experienced anything like that. And I'm like, I don't imagine that I could tolerate it. Like, yeah, God bless people awful. Who have to tolerate that shit, because that is unbearable.
Yeah, going back, or something too. Like, that'd be shitty.
Oh, Gerard, our good friend Gerard, shaves every time he gets on a plane.
Yeah.
So that he's like, when I shave, I look like I'm Greek. When I don't, I look like I'm a terrorist. And they always stop me. I'm like, that must suck. He and
That
I are
is
the
really
exact same
shitty.
gene pool, except I got the Irish side and he got like the Middle Eastern side.
Yeah.
So for me, they're like, "Oh, go on through, bucko." I'm like, "Thanks there, mister." And for him, it's like, "We're gonna have to full body search you." Like, so like going back to earlier, it's kind of like I wanted to tweet out and make a joke, like, being a white guy with all these police, it's pretty okay. But if I wasn't, I'd be a little like. The more you think about it, the more you're like, "Holy shit!" I've read 2 articles about it recently, and one article said that in a study, the results of the study felt like police officers had this almost looking down attitude at various minorities, especially young black men, like looking down at them as like lesser than human. But then another study said that most police officers, if anything, fear young black men and are like, and that like pushes their angst around them. But I don't see why it can't be a combination of both.
Plus, it probably comes down to like each individual. A lot of police and stuff already get a power trip because like they did that psychological experiment like back in the 70s or whatever, where like they took a bunch of college kids and made half of them police officers and half of them criminals, and they like put them in a room for a week, and all like the police officers like started abusing their power, like, yeah, we can do whatever we want after like a few days, and it like showed that like any human is like susceptible to going on a power trip when they have power.
Well, I think it's that who watches the Watchmen thing. Yeah, that's for my Watchmen fans out there. It's the people who have the power, who watches them. And now that there are cameras and there's camera phones and things everywhere, I guess now we are watching them again. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I feel like it's a situation where it needs to be less police statey, like dudes in camo and like body armor and shit, and more Mayberry, like old school, like the cop is in the town and everyone the old timey like 1950s. Everyone knows the police officer.
Yeah. Like, that's like, Joe, the policeman. And he's like,
yeah,
how you doing?
Oh, that's Sheriff Joe. Oh, boy. Right? And and we don't have that. Like, there's, in most cities, the people who are the cops there don't live in that neighborhood. And I think that's wrong. I think, like, everyone should, if I'm the police officer, I should live down the street from the people I police. And so, like, they know me, I know them, and we have, like, this bond. And so I'm there to help them, not to constantly be out to arrest people and be suspicious of other people.
But then there's, like, Chicago, where on the north side everyone lives because they don't want to die, and on the south side nobody lives there because then you'll die.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, is the police of the south side should come up from young men and women in the south side. Like, the people who live there should create the police force for that area.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It doesn't make any sense if the people in the north go to the south and they already have this belief mentality. Like, oh, it's rough down there and I'll be killed. They're gonna go in as hard as hell and be mean and nasty to everyone, and no one needs that. So if you had people who lived in the area actually police the people who, like, their own friends and family, like, that'd be so much better. Infinitely better. And I don't think they'll ever do that.
No.
Because that's work. That would take a lot of work and a lot of money, and that's not how we roll.
Just look at the education system.
We are 14 minutes into episode 100, and we are super topical.
Wait, I had a dream about aliens.
All right.
Sure. So this is what happened in my dream. I was in this dream, and we knew the aliens were coming down, right? And I was like assembling. Apparently, I was like the assembler of the alien defense. And so we got like all these people together. We're like, here we go. And then the aliens came down. They started killing everyone. And I was like, don't kill me.
So you completely failed your job.
Yeah. But I was like, don't kill me. So they didn't kill me. And then I got to go with them. And they were like, just don't go out of line. And they took me to a big shopping mall that was like their spaceship. And there was like a few other people I saw there. And they were just like, as long as you don't talk back to us, the humans can live. And so, like, even though all the people that were in my human defense squad died, I got to live. And it was in a big shopping mall. And then I woke up.
I see your shopping mall dream, and I raise you a dream I had the other night where I was watching TV, but every TV channel was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except they're all licking each other's heads. It was a bunch of turtles just like just licking their foreheads, and I couldn't not watch it. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And it was on every channel.
Why
and then
I woke. Turn it off.
Then, because it was a dream. I don't know. Then I woke up and was like, "What the hell was that?" I don't know what any of that
analyze
means.
that dream. So you're flipping through channels like you're flipping through chapters of life. And the Ninja Turtles represent a simpler time in your life, childhood, where the Ninja Turtles were your heroes, like your government. They governed your life. And so by them licking each other on the head, they're kind of, they're licking each other on the head. And that really makes no sense. That's pretty dumb.
No.
Yeah.
Here's how I would interpret it.
Okay.
No matter what I do, right, flipping the channels, no matter what I do, I am focused on the youth involved with licking head. And because all dreams are sexual, we know what we're talking about.
Right.
I don't know. Your dream's super sexual.
Yeah.
You are supposed to lead a defense force. So you've been put in a dominant position, but you fail as a dominant, and then a being of higher power forces you to submit.
Whoa.
And then makes you go shopping with it.
Whoa.
Basically, we learn Crendor is submissive. See? It's all sexual.
all makes
Dreams
sense.
are all sexual.
Wow.
I want to point out that we quickly went from culturally relevant topic to sexual dreams like that. And now we're back on track, baby. 100 episodes.
That's what we do. We take the serious, and then we quickly divert away from it.
Yes, once we realize we're getting too serious, we run. We just run.
Yeah, especially if there's aliens.
Oh, especially if there's aliens.
And,
sexually dominant aliens.
What's your dream mean then?
I said what my dream meant.
You like young turtles licking each other?
No, God, where were you for that entire first half of the conversation?
I don't know.
Were you on board the alien ship?
Yeah, I was shopping.
Oh, God. All right, well, I think we should go to Chop to Common Sound of the Sky with Crendor. How's that traffic out there?
Oh man, traffic today is not too bad. You'd think it'd be worse, but it appears that Martin Docks is down on the docks fishing. So that's cool. You fish there, Martin. And Terry Dunyan is also down there. Looks like she's on her speedboat. Oh God, the aliens are invading!
Thanks, Crendor. Can I just tell you, the beginning of that alien speech sounded like they're like, Mamba Humba Hell, like that one song.
What?
It sounded like he was singing a song.
What
Mamba
song?
Humba Hell.
I don't know what song that is.
It's a song from like the 80s, I think, or 90s.
Mumba Humbo.
They used to use it. They used to use it in Carnival Cruise commercials. Like Carnival Cruise, Mamba Humba Hell. I swear to God, that's true.
All right.
It's true. Mamba Humba Hell.
I don't think I've ever heard that song, or maybe I've heard it, but like
You have, but that's not the lyrics, obviously. But that's the tune, and they say stuff like that. You know,
like
it's gibberish. They're saying gibberish.
Mamba Humba.
Yeah, that's something. Carnival, look up Carnival Cruise Lines at some point,
All right.
and you'll get. Not right now. We're in the middle of a podcast.
Oh. All right.
Speaking of cruises, what's the weather like? Is it cruise weather?
Oh no, maybe we'll have to search for a cruise. Cruise Town, Louth, Ireland.
Cruise Town, really?
Cruise Town.
Cruise Town.
Of course, it's in Ireland.
Of course.
Today in Cruise Town, Ireland, we got 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 36, however. Probably they also don't use Fahrenheit, but too bad this is an American podcast.
Take that, Cruise Town.
Yeah, and I learned nothing else in my schooling.
Mm-hmm.
Wind southwest 13 miles per hour, humidity 78%.
You could go on a cruise in 40. You could go on a cruise in 40-degree weather.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
you
it's
can easily go on a
36, you'd
cruise.
probably be cold, but you can still go on a cruise. People take Arctic cruises all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Arctic swimming people, the polar bear swimmers.
I love the polar bear people because they're always like 80 years old and old fat men, and they're just like, I'm going to go jump in this water. It's going to keep me young.
Done nothing else with my life.
There's a certain like collection of old people facts
Yeah.
that I am starting to adopt as I get older.
Like
One, smelling a baby's head will keep you younger. It will give you the baby's powers. Every time old people smell a baby's head, they go, oh, smells like youth. Why are they smelling that baby's head? Because they're stealing his youth. That's why children age. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Time doesn't even exist, right? So, old people, in order to live longer, sniff the heads of babies. I just blew it wide open. That's some Illuminati shit. Second, hot food, spicy food will keep you young. Eat
Yeah.
spicy food. It'll keep you young.
I agree.
Third, cold water, jumping in cold water will keep you young. And all this stuff is to keep themselves young. This
That's
is
why if you take cold showers, which nobody wants to because it's cold,
Yeah,
you probably live longer.
it's probably true. It's probably true.
Yep.
I take hot showers. I'm probably melting my skin away.
Yep.
I'm probably killing my
Your cells.
my cell. Yeah, they're probably overheating and dying.
Yep.
Look, I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I'm no scientist, but
We just cracked the code. That's weather.
that's weather.
And sports.
All right, we got some big sports news. So baseball started again.
Uh-huh.
So that's a thing. Also-
Everyone said meh. Like, I guess I'll go to a game or two.
Hey, the Cubs won a game.
So
Now
this really is the end.
Yep, it is.
The
end.
aliens really are on their way.
They might make it back to mediocrity this year instead of just being really bad. And then the NFL has hired their first female referee, and there's a lot of buzz about that
Why? Like, I never understand the buzz about that crap.
because she's like the first one, and then there's always people like, "Why is there a woman doing it?"
Like, there was a thing that was on the TV, the old TV box. I am getting old. Give me children to sniff. There was a documentary that was on TV, or it was like one of those, either MSNBC or CNN news profile shows, and it was about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And it was about Hillary Clinton running for Senate in New York. And while she was running for Senate, she was still the first lady in the White House, right? And this was like 1999. And so everyone was like, oh, she's, going to be the first woman senator from New York, and this is first lady to run for Senate, and she's the first lady to do anything but be first, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it never focused on the fact that she never lived a day of her life in New York, and then went to New York, ran to become a senator from New York, and won. Like, that's the story. Like, this human being who had no relation to a place moved in, said, I'm going to win here, went up against Rudy Giuliani, the mayor of New York, beat him, and was like, well, I'm thanks, I win. Like, that's the story. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. I was like, that's ballsy as shit. She's like, I don't even know what the hell's going on here.
And isn't Rudy Giuliani like a typical old white guy with glasses? It's like, I run this place.
Yeah, well, he's, he was, he's really famous for being like the mayor on 9/11, the guy who sort of like rallied the city.
Oh yeah.
He's that guy. And, it's interesting that the story that they told was about this, this wonderful woman who was like, what about this like great human being who just destroyed everyone? That's the story. That drives me crazy when it's like, there's a woman who's going to be a referee. It's like, if it was a dog, there's a dog who's going to be a referee. That's a story, right?
Yeah.
If this Chihuahua is going to be the first ever Chihuahua referee, that's a story.
Yeah. That's a story.
There have been women refs forever, just not in the NFL. Well, that's your problem, NFL.
Yeah, there's one. I know there's some in the NBA. So it's like,
There are women refs everywhere. Just this is there. If anything, the NFL is late to the party.
yeah, the
They're late.
NFL's always late to the party.
I've said it again many times because there's young women in high school and junior high who play football.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time before they play pro.
Yeah.
And with that said, I still stand by my firm belief we should let them do all the drugs they want
Yes.
and make them into giant superhuman freaks.
I agree.
I stand by this, and I will continue to stand by it I want giant like spikes coming out of their backs and like fangs and robo arms. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman at that point because you are a cyborg death machine.
Yeah.
And they just pound into each other and they rip their flesh off. Like, that's what I want.
It's all about entertainment.
Yeah, it's just they know what they're in for.
Yeah,
so
they know what they're in for.
If they're going to use steroids, let them use steroids. If they want to do that, fine.
Yeah,
great.
Anything you need to do to get ahead in the game, you can do it.
Literally anything. You want to bring a gun on the field, go for it. You got to shoot that giant humanoid who's trying to kill you. That's fun.
And down goes Big Joe. And the stadium rocked when he fell. Literally.
I can just imagine the Rock. I was about to give a moment from Furious 8 or 7 or whatever the damn movie's called. Have you seen that yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, Crendor, you need to.
What?
You need to see the new Fast and Furious movie.
I just know it has The Rock in it.
Basically, The Rock becomes the Incredible Hulk.
Whoa.
Like, there's even a scene in the movie in which they go see The Rock, and on the TV in the background is the the Incredible Hulk show.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, The Rock's basically that character. Like, he's, to the Avengers, he is, in this world, he's the Incredible Hulk. He shows up in the movie, and whenever he shows up, he steals the scene, and he does something incredibly silly when he does it. It's amazing. It's, the rest of the movie, okay. It's a solidly okay movie, but The Rock, when he ever shows up, you're like applauding and you're cheering, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, Rock.
But, in my football, The Rock would be a player, but he'd have, like, the machine gun that he has in the movie. This giant, airplane turret machine gun. and that's it. He's the linebacker, and he's just gunning down, like, Big Joe. He's like, Aah! That's my football. My football would be amazing.
Yeah. And
that's what I thought the XFL was gonna be. That thing WWF
the XFL.
Man, I thought that was gonna be just like that. Like XFL, it's gonna be whatever, no rules, whatever we want. And it was boring.
Did that even last like a year?
It lasted 1 year.
Yeah, they had a 5.4 out of 10 on TV.com and the 3.8.
Yeah, it was bad.
IMDb.
It was very bad, and it was supposed to be the wrestling of football.
Yeah.
So like, it was gonna have stories, and it was gonna be like, I'm calling you out, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
If they wanted to make it extreme football, inject everyone with hormones, make them into like gene therapy, make them into like half cat, half man. The running back is half cheetah, half man. Oh, that'd be so good.
That would be pretty great.
That'd be so good.
I'd
know.
watch that.
I think everyone would, just to see it once, and then once you watch it once, you're hooked. Sure, some people would be like, this is wrong, we shouldn't experiment on people. That's why we make clones. We just make clones and robots, so we have clones fight robots. Star Wars did it, that seemed okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait. The XFL apparently had a Birmingham team?
Yeah, man.
I forgot. They had the Orlando Rage, the Chicago Enforcers, the New York, New Jersey Hitmen. They're just one city combined.
Can I also point out the amazingness of naming everything after like the seediest side of the city?
Yeah.
So you have the New York Hitmen from the mob, the Enforcers from the mob of Chicago.
Yeah.
Like let's name everything after the mob. Hey.
The Los Angeles Extreme with an X.
Mm-hmm.
The San Francisco Demons.
Mm-hmm.
The Memphis Maniacs with an X at the end for Maniacs.
Of course.
And the Las Vegas Outlaws.
The Outlaws I think they still play. I think they're a like AA team, or I don't know what the different
Like
leagues
the
are.
Arena League?
Yeah, I think they're an Arena League team now. Because I know they exist. Because I've seen some of the stuff when I go to Vegas. I see like posters and things.
Yeah. Well, man, I want to look up like YouTube.
I will say they're
videos
creative.
now.
They're creative in the XFL because they didn't name anything after animals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Jaguars and Panthers and 49ers. 49ers were like animals. They were wild men.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Wild, crazy men.
Those 49ers, you got to keep them in check.
Got to keep those 49ers in check, man. Because they wanted that goal.
God. And then, oh my God. Hold on, I'm just looking through this XFL thing.
Uh-huh.
It's, the one guy was named He Hate Me.
Yeah, that was the dude, and he had it on his jersey.
Yeah, his jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And people were like, who's he? Who hate you? Yeah, I remember all of that. I watched the first season of the XFL, and it was horrible. But I watched it.
I remember watching the first episode of it, and like seeing them all. He's like, "This is the XFL," and then they like all ran for the ball in the middle. Like that's how the kickoff was. They just ran at the ball.
Oh, there was no kickoff? I don't remember that.
Yeah, there wasn't any kickoff. They just like ran for the ball
and they just
in the middle of the field.
I think the idea was everyone's supposed to like fight. Like it was supposed to be more in your face.
Yeah,
which is it's a great idea, but they didn't do it right. They didn't do it right. There should have been. There should it should be like wrestling. Brass knuckles, chairs, dudes using the bench.
Yeah, it should have been like wrestling. Like,
it should have been like wrestling.
Referees like tackling people.
That'd be amazing.
Just like, and the referee's got a bet on this game, so he takes down Jimmy in the backfield.
They'd have like Cornswoggle and all the different like Paul Bear, all the different guys. Each coach would actually be like the hype man.
Yeah.
That'd be so much. Why aren't we in charge of everything?
Yeah, I don't know why either.
That's because we're submissive to aliens. We're submissive to aliens.
Yep. We need to be dominant to the aliens, and then we can take over.
Yeah, then we'll just take over at that point.
Yeah.
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 That's sports.
That's sports.
All right, what's our big news story of 100 episodes?
All right, so a big news story of 100 episodes. I was going to do Russia outlaws celebrity memes, but now we already know what it's about.
It really does tell you everything.
Yeah.
That headline is the perfect headline. It gives you everything you need to know.
Yeah, they're not happy with the memes.
Okay.
So, this one might be fitting. It's about cruises.
What?
The 7 secrets of cruise ships.
I like this. This could help if you're going to go on a cruise. Summer's almost here.
Yeah. All right, so.
Why do I have a feeling this was a paid-for article?
By Yahoo Travel? No.
Did you know that if you go on cruises, you can have the best experience of your life? I did not Yahoo Travel. I did not.
Well, Yahoo Travel says, whether you've taken a dozen cruises or never stepped foot on a gangway, you may be surprised by some of the secrets hidden on board.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
I've never been on a cruise either.
I don't like water.
Agreed. Sharks.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't like just being on a ship for a long time. Like, I feel like I'd just get bored, or I'd be like, I don't know what to do, or I want to go on the internet.
Agreed.
Yeah. And it just seems like you're stuck with just a bunch of annoying people. So if you want to escape them, you can't. They're just around you.
Also, lately, everything I've seen about cruise ships usually ends in, and then the ship sank, or then everyone got sick.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen any good cruise things lately.
And then the ship disappeared in like the Somali pirate.
Yeah, like I'm not sorry, cruises, but maybe this article will change our mind.
Yeah. So here's some secrets. Number 1, there's a whole other world you can't see. You're really only going to see half of your cruise ship. Many of the things you have access to on a cruise, a cabin, dining hall, bars, sun decks, gyms, have separate versions on a lower deck for the crew to use. These are off limits to guests. Whoa.
Wait, well, yeah, but how does that help me when I get on a... There's a bunch of awesome stuff you'll never see.
Yeah. There's a Morgon ship.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because if someone dies, they got to put them somewhere.
Yeah. So, they got body bags prepared to hold bodies.
That's so morbid.
Number 3, crew members don't just
Wait, that was number 2?
Yeah, that was number 2.
So far, not convinced.
Number 3, crew members don't just work hard, they work every day. Many crew members work 7 days a week during the time they're on board, and for more hours a day than typical American workers. Then they get off shifts. The result, they're traveling around the world, but they don't get to see the ports.
Well, I've had friends who have worked cruise ships as like the entertainers.
Yeah.
And I guess the entertainers do it differently than the rest. Because as far as I'm aware, my friends who are entertainers, they're like, I go on, do 2 or 3 hours, and then I go, like, find the hot chick on board and bang her. And then I wake up the next day and lounge around for a couple hours, and people come up and say how good of a job I did. I was like, wow, that's interesting. He's like, I get to see the world.
Sounds like the entertainer typical life where they have it a lot easier than all the other people doing.
Yeah, everyone else on board is doing all the work, and he's like, bada boom, bada bing. I sing a few songs, I flirt with a few broads, and then I take 1 or 2 of the old ones home and bang them. Like, all right, well, good on you. And he's like, I never have to see him again, because then they go home after the cruise.
Well, number 4.
Uh-huh.
Crew members live on board, but not year-round. Cruise lines hire officers and crews for typical 4 to 6 month stints, depending on the position. Then they go home and come back on board, or get on another ship after 2 or 3 month break.
Yeah. So they get paid a bunch, and then they get time off, and then, yeah.
Interesting.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo! Sneeze.
The crewmen
All right.
know a lot about you, like really a lot. Surprised when a crew member knows your name right away or how you take your tea? Don't be. On luxury ships, the cruise lines collect information about your likes, dislikes, and store it in a central database. Then, if you return on a later sailing, the information is shared with the crew along with your photo. If it's your first sailing, your cabin steward will get your photo and be told if you're a first-time passenger.
So basically, they stalk you. They stalk you for
you.
information. This is worse than Facebook.
Yeah, it was worse than Facebook.
At least Facebook tells you that they're stealing your information and selling it to Coke. But on cruises, they're like, welcome to board. Here, let's take your photo.
Then we can serve you tea, because we'll know you like tea.
And then we'll stick you in the database.
Sell you to companies.
The
Great.
captain doesn't really stand behind a wheel all day.
Well, yeah, because it's computerized.
Yeah, it's autopilot.
What?
Thanks,
What?
Yahoo!
Yeah, good job, Yahoo. You're doing it.
And,
There's never there hasn't been like a wheel on a.
That's right, folks.
I bet you didn't know there's not a wheel on a boat.
Well, back in 1948, I used to drive the wheel. It's a disappointing era we live in, because the wheel is the number one thing I enjoyed on the cruise ships. Kids have it easy these days.
Without the wheel there's nothing to do. I just stand longingly at the ocean and hope a tidal wave will take us all.
He's like got a room in his house made. It's just like the ship, but it's got a wheel in it. He just like stands there like operating the wheel like, these were the days.
Shouting commands at people who aren't there.
His like wife comes in. She's like, "Do you want some tea?" He's like, "Damn it, I'm sailing the ship, Gladys."
He's like, aye, commander, and leaves.
It's like a laugh track. And number 7, the crew may party harder than the passengers. Below the decks where the passengers live, the crew bars may stay open later and serve revelers more alcohol per person than in passenger areas. Depending on the ship, the average age could be lower, but even if it is, chances are the celebrations are more intense. While some types of crew members, officers, and other employees, such as captains and stage show headliners, are allowed to have a drink in the same bar as passengers go to,
Told
most
ya.
humble imbibe in the off-limit areas. Remember the old adage, work hard and play harder.
I'm sorry, what? The old adage?
Adage. It says...
What does
says
the
that.
word adage mean, Crendor?
I don't know. It's the first time I've even seen that. Adage.
The word adage.
Sounds like it could be a cruise ship.
The adage. First off,
And-
that's not how that's pronounced.
What he says is pronounced.
From now on, it's pronounced adage.
Hold on. Let's see. Dictionary.com. Hold on. Plug in. Allow plug in. Play it.
Uh-huh.
Adage.
The old adage. I'm going to drive my 1958 Adage
Camaro.
Buick Skylark Sable
Yeah.
Ram 450
Yeah. You'll,
down
Ram
the
450.
street. Mm-hmm.
Well, they have adult coloring books.
God damn it. All right, that's it. That's 100 episodes.
Yay!
We'll be back again with another soon, and as always, that was the weakest. That was the weak. I've never heard a man miss more clearly over the radio.
We're not on the radio.
We should be.
Yeah, we should. Hire us, radio. We've done 100 episodes.
That's a lot. To be continued.